best 23 wrestlers of 2023 without debate, using criteria such as in-ring work, promo ability, drawing power, in-ring presence, merchandise sales, presentation by company, social media presence, and that all-important it factor. And we'll start with number 23, Matt Cardona. The man is everywhere. It seems every company thinks, how could I get some extra ticket sales? Let's call Cardona. And no matter the company, match type, or opponent, Matt Cardona fits the role he needs to fill perfectly. Also, with him teasing a WWE return every month, it seems like, maybe we will see the God of the Indies return to being the ultimate bro in the WWE in 2024. Number 22, Mance Warner. It feels like at the beginning of every year, all the wrestling journalists say, this is Mance Warner's breakout year coming. The closest we're ever going to get to this decade's Steve Austin, Mance Warner's brawling style makes him an attraction no matter where he is. MLW, AEW, GCW. 2023 wasn't totally Warner's year, but the strides he is making in ring should help Mance Warner hit that pay window several more times in 2024. Number 21, Kevin Owens. After losing to Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens seemed to be all alone, but he soon backed up his on-again, off-again friend Sami Zayn against the Bloodline, and eventually winning the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles with his best friend at WrestleMania from the Usos. After KO and Sami's title reign ended, KO seemed to be a bit lost in the shuffle on Monday Night Raw with the arrival of Cody Rhodes. But then it turned out he was traded to SmackDown for Jey Uso, leaving himself all alone on the SmackDown roster. But coming to SmackDown seemed to breathe new life into KO at the end of 2023, ending it on a high note for Kevin Owens. Number 20, Kazuchika Okada. Starting the year defeating Jay White to once again become IWGP World Champion, Okada also had a heated rivalry with Noah's GCH Heavyweight Champion, which grabbed many wrestling headlines all over the world. Okada lost the IWGP title to Sonata in early spring, but came back winning the never openweight six-man tag titles with Ishii and Tanahashi, becoming the first ever tag titles in Okada's career. Okada in 2023 also suffered his first ever G1 Climax Finals loss to Naito. Okada's 2023 has been an average year for the Rainmaker, which is still better than most professional wrestlers. Looks like Okada could be number one in 2024 as he's slated to take on Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Kingdom, appear in TNA, and become a free agent. Number 19, Logan Paul. Logan Paul entered 2023 with the moment of the Royal Rumble by colliding mid-air, mid-ring with Ricochet as both climbed to the top rope and dived towards each other. He then went on to create a viral moment by frog splashing friend KSI through an announce table at WrestleMania in a losing effort to Seth Rollins to end their amazing feud, which started off the year. Logan Paul has ended 2023 as United States Champion after he defeated Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel. Hate him or not, Logan Paul is one of the best 10 in-ring performers in professional wrestling right now, and would have been much higher on this list if he competed a little bit more in 2023. Number 18, The Great Muta and Keiji Muto. This is the last chance I'm ever going to have to include The Great Muta on a Best Wrestler of the Year list. And yes, he did retire in February, but Keiji Muto still was one of the most talked about wrestlers in 2023. The Great Muta started the year wrestling WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura, then later in January teamed up with AEW Sting and Darby Allin. Keiji Muto ended his career taking on Tetsuya Naito in a losing effort. But after the match, in what happened to be one of the most emotional moments of 2023, Muto challenged fellow Three Musketeer and the man he debuted against, Masahiro Chono, to an impromptu match, even though Chono had not wrestled in over 9 years. Chono defeated Muto by submission in Muto's last ever match. Also, in April, the WWE praised the great Muta by including him in the WWE Hall of Fame. Number 17, Tyrus. And yes, I feel the heat already from this pick, but think about it. Tyrus did his job as he entered 2023 as NWA World's Champion. He was in a Super Bowl ad, which we all know had to have brought eyes to the NWA product. Tyrus, for all that could be said about him, did a great job representing the company. Political beliefs aside, the fact a 50-year-old is a champ of a young company has to be something that people will think about for years to come. Tyrus brought more eyes to the NWA and attention than the company had in its entire run under Billy Corgan. After losing the NWA title and retiring in August, Tyrus was still one of the most talked about wrestlers by fans and critics alike throughout 2023. My only question is, will Tyrus become the new Ryback? Number 16, Sam Stackhouse. No matter where you've witnessed the massive man, GCW, Squared Circle Pro, Silo Sam is impressive. A super heavyweight that runs the ropes quicker than most cruiserweights, Sam Stackhouse moves like a man much lighter than he looks in ring. But he also brings the battle to the men closer to his size as well. You may have seen one of Sam Stackhouse's several viral moments in 2023, and if I were you, I would be prepared to see more viral moments come from Sam Stackhouse in 2024. Number 15, Jacob Fatu. He's not going to be the only Samoan or MLW star to make this list, but Fatu won the MLW National Openweight title in April and picked up on his path of destruction like he made in his days as the longest reigning MLW champion all those years ago as the leader of Contra. Fatu lost the title in September, but is still atop every MLW card he is on. All 2023 fans clamored for Jacob Fatu to join the WWE to be a part of the bloodline with his real-life family. But champion or not, WWE bound or not, Jacob Fatu is one of the best wrestlers in 2023, and he will definitely be one to watch in 2024. Number 14, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn had one of the craziest 2023s. He started the year in the Bloodline, helping the Usos retain their tag team titles at Monday Night Raw's 30th anniversary, but then was super kicked out of the Bloodline when he would not participate in the beatdown of Kevin Owens after the Tribal Chief defeated KO at the Royal Rumble. Shortly after, Sami Zayn had one of the most emotional homecoming matches in professional wrestling history when he main evented the Elimination Chamber in a losing effort to Roman Reigns. Later, Sami Zayn was able to gain the trust of former best friend Kevin Owens back as the two main evented the first night of WrestleMania, defeating the Usos to gain the undisputed tag team titles. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens later lost those tag titles, but Sami Zayn has been a focal point on Monday Night Raw and a big boost to 3 other names yet to come on the list of the best wrestlers of 2023. Number 13, Dominic Mysterio. Who would have thought that Dom Dom would have had one of the best entrances at WrestleMania this year? A gimmick evolution that no one ever saw coming, and 2 North American title reigns in 2023. If you would have looked back just to 2022 and saw what Dominic Mysterio was then, you could have never imagined what ex-Con Dom was going to become. Not only did Dom Dom make major strides in his in-ring progress, he's also become a focal point on Monday Night Raw, playing his role to perfection within the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio made 2023 his, but it seems like he's in store for so much more in 2024. Number 12. Rhea Ripley. The fact that she is the only lady to make this list should tell you how great of a 2023 Mommy really had. Everything that didn't work for Rhea when she defeated Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 36 for the title is working this year after she defeated Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 for the championship. And I don't know if it's the combination of her starting at number 1 to win the Women's Royal Rumble or her dominant title run. Maybe it's the fact that she seems to be the leader of Judgment Day and leading Dom Dom around by the nose. No matter what it is, there is no way to deny the impact that Rhea Ripley had during 2023, and there is no debating that she is women's wrestling's MVP for 2023 as well. Number 11. Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander begun 2023 as Impact's longest reigning world champion. Being injured early in the year, Josh Alexander came back with a vengeance, having almost all of Impact's best singles matches of 2023 upon his return. Even though he failed to regain the Impact World Championship by the end of the year, it looks like that is what's in store for Josh Alexander come 2024 when the company returns to being called TNA. It also doesn't hurt that Josh Alexander will be taking on Will Ospreay next year, which should catapult Josh Alexander up this list in 2024. Number 10. Chris Bay. Chris motherfucking Bay, yo. Chris Bay came into 2023 as the unpraised, pound-for-pound best wrestler on the planet. As a member of Bullet Club, he and everyone else in the club, even though they are in rebuilding mode, are all expected to succeed, and that is exactly what Chris Bay did by winning the Impact Tag titles with Ace Austin, a team called the ABC, in March. The ABC dominated the Impact Tag division all of 2023, dropping the titles in July to battle with the Bullet Club in Japan. Upon returning to the United States in September, the Ultimate Finesser won a shot for the Impact Tag titles by winning the Feast or Fired briefcase. The ABC defeated the Radicals to win the Impact Tag titles for the second time in 2023. Chris Bay is one of the favorites to be the next Bullet Club leader if turmoil arises within the club in 2024. Number 9. Main event, Jey Uso. Jey Uso is one of many to make this list due to the Bloodline storyline. Jey Uso bet on himself in 2023, and it seems like he won. He became a tag team champion without his brother or his cousin's backing by moving away from them to the Raw brand. In 2023, Jey Uso officially backed up that moniker, Main Event, Jey Uso. It seems as if the Bloodline storyline is going to wrap up in 2024. So it's exciting to see what's going to happen with Main Event Jey Uso, and will he have one of those famous press scrums after a pay-per-view? Yeet! At number 8, because my family would disown me if I left him off the list, My cousin, Blake Christian. What can I say about the future of the business that hasn't already been said about Blake Christian? He had the Match of the Year contender in both the singles and tag division in the first half of 2023. I ran into my cousin Blake at the GCW pay-per-view Red Means Green and let my cousin Blake know that the entire family is proud of him and we knew that he was capable of so much more. Turns out my cousin Blake took that to heart, as just a few weeks later, Blake Christian became the GCW World Heavyweight Champion. His match quality did dip a bit in the second half of 2023, though it's not his fault, as the story around the GCW World Championship was that the old guard of deathmatch wrestling was coming after Blake, as they were upset that deathmatch wrestling no longer has a place atop the card in GCW. It seems as Blake Christian is here to stay, and look for him to be much higher on this list in 2024. And that is my cousin, Blake Christian. Number 7. L.A. Knight. LA Knight had the second biggest organic rise of popularity in 2023. He's a star that is finally getting the shine he deserves, as he's been in the industry for 20 plus years. Starting 2023 as a model manager max to challenging for WWE's top prize, LA Knight made the last third of 2023 his, and if the rumors are true, he will be the face of WWE in 2024, as the scuttlebutt is he will be taking on Logan Paul at WrestleMania. LA Knight's in-ring skills, in-ring presence, and the way he communicates on the mic is what made LA Knight the 7th best wrestler of 2023. Number 6. Seth Rollins. Seth was the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he tried his best to give the WWE one fighting top champion, but it seems injury slowed Seth down towards the beginning of fall. Seth still seems to be the best in-ring worker in wrestling. He would have been number 1 if that's what this list was based off of, and has the crowd behind him as you can hear fans chanting his song loudly all throughout 2023. Seth is another entry on this list that had such an amazing 2023 that the sky seems to be the limit in 2024. And as long as some random punk doesn't hold him down, Seth Rollins should be World Heavyweight Champ for quite some time and make it to the top of this list next year. Number 5. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF almost made it through all of 2023 as AEW World Champion. And if everyone is honest with himself, MJF was really the only reason to watch AEW Dynamite for the second half of the year. His friendship with Adam Cole got everyone hooked and invested into what was truly going on with MJF. Is he a good guy now? Is he a bad guy now? But then the devil appeared. MJF lost his title to Samoa Joe 2 days before the end of 2023, and the devil also turned out to be his one-time friend, Adam Cole. So, what will our scumbag do now, since he finally trusted somebody, and that somebody turned his back on him? Plus, the bidding war of 2024. What's in store for MJF next year? Number 4. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. If Cody would have finished his story at WrestleMania, there's an argument that he could be number 1 on this list. Cody had 2022 taken from him due to injury, even though he competed in a brutal Hell in a Cell match after ripping his pectoral muscle from the bone. Cody jumped into 2023, coming back from injury, entering the Royal Rumble at 30 and winning. He lost the numbers game and to the Tribal Chief at Mania, but Cody made sure to play the long game and making sure we all stay engaged just to see if Cody will finish the story or not. Cody has kept himself in the main event and also won the undisputed tag team titles with main event Jey Uso, and also gave us one of the greatest press scum moments of all time. Yeet. Cody, keeping himself in that main event, made sure WWE constantly presented him as one of the biggest superstars in professional wrestling history. And it seems as if Cody's going to finish his story in 2024, maybe making him number 1 on this list next year. Number 3, the Suplex Assassin, Alex Kane. Alex Kane came into 2023 with something to prove as the leader of the Boom-IA Fight Club. And that is exactly what Alex Kane did, entering Battle Riot 5 at number 1 and outlasting everyone to win the match. By winning Battle Riot, Alex Kane became the number 1 contender for the MLW World Championship that seemed to be firmly under the control of Alexander Hammerstone. Kane finally took his shot at Alexander Hammerstone, making him submit to become the MLW World Champion. Alex Kane also became one of the most organic baby faces in wrestling history, as he made all the fans feel the spirit of Boom-IA, as Boom-IA is for everyone, with the fans behind him seems to be leaving an even bigger path of destruction than he had when he was fighting against us, as all of us are behind the Suplex Assassin Alex Kane and expect him to be on top of this list and one of the biggest names in professional wrestling in 2024. Number 2, Roman Reigns. This couldn't have been a credible list of the best wrestlers of 2023 without including the Tribal Chief. Another year of this title reign with very little in his way. Roman has become so dominant in a predetermined sport that another world championship had to be created. Roman's critics complain about the lack of time he spends in the ring, but have nothing to say about the work when he's inside the squared circle. Everyone is watching every small movement to analyze it and let us all know exactly how it fits the narrative of the Bloodline storyline. He played a big role in Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes making it on to this list. Through all the negative comments made about the head of the table, he's still the guy and has also elevated all of his opponents to a whole other level. His story, the Bloodline story, has been the story in professional wrestling for the past couple of years. Sorry, Cody. And it looks like 2024 may be even bigger. But the man primed to have the biggest 2024 was the man who had the best 2023. Number 1, Gunther. How could it not be the Ring General? He came into 2023 as Intercontinental Champion and is leaving the year with the belt around his waist as well. During 2023, he beat the Honky Tonk Man's record of longest single reign, but has also brought prestige back to the title. Gunther has made the Intercontinental Championship the workhorse title of the WWE once more, and in the eyes of some professional wrestling critics, he's made it eclipse the world title that has just been minted. Gunther started the year strong, entering the Royal Rumble at number 2, and made it to be the last man eliminated, making him the Iron Man of this year's Rumble, but also breaking the record for the man to spend the most amount of time in the ring in a 30-man Royal Rumble. He then put on the best match of WrestleMania weekend with the Bang Bros, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Gunther then spent all summer on Raw, routinely putting on Pro Wrestling's Match of the Week. Gunther will make a star of whomever wins the belt from him, but is also setting the standard by which all others will be compared to in all of 2024.